Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
And it seems that they're like kind of now scared to be like this fine that
Sure. Gotcha. All right. Which is not out of the ordinary. So with corrections, if he's got a good relationship with you, like trust you and stuff, he's like, sure, mom can this for me, but you guys were not that good for you, right? So not out of the ordinary. I've seen stuff like that myself. So we can work through that. E-collar, right? Yes. Okay. Excellent. Yes. So I'm gonna follow up with you after the lesson today with some videos. They can watch it. You can set your stuff down over by on the bench. Because I didn't see you get confirmed until late, and I completely forgot to send them to you. But it's as a precursor, like to kind of help you out. But it's no biggie.
Okay. Ready to go, and I read the directions.
Ready to go.
Are you ready? So I just set it on it?
So what the way you're
Oh my God! Do you remember last
do you know how
year
to
when
turn it
Jacob
on?
and Jack
Yeah.
both?
Okay, so go ahead and turn everything on first. Smaller than Jerry, right?
Say it again?
Smaller than Jerry.
I
think so.
I stalked Jerry on Instagram, on your all's Instagram page, and I honestly wonder if they came from the same breeder.
Oh, really?
You know Redder?
Yeah.
His messaged me on Instagram and was like, hey, where did you get Teddy? Like, you're probably getting a project. And I told her, and she was like, I've gotten that recommendation before. Okay. And they look too much alike, like in the face. I'm wondering.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know they got him from
Oh.
don't eat that, buddy. From a pet shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
interesting.
But I like his build. I like the he's kind of tall and like
Yeah.
muscly build.
Yeah.
And when you place the e-collar, you're gonna have it fit very snugly, so that where you kind of feel like he's even choking a bit. Because we go by the box, not by the collar itself. Okay. So right there, go ahead and get that through, and you're gonna feed the extra loop through the ring, and then the second ring. I don't know if I've been trade a puppy before. Oh yeah, yeah. A Milo. And then you're gonna bring it back through the circle ring. So you're gonna flip it backwards.
okay.
Yeah. So then this way you don't have that excess slack.
Yeah.
slack.
Okay.
All right. And then you can even feed it through one more time so he has a little cute bow.
Yeah. Okay.
And then after a couple of weeks, once you feel like we know everything's working right and no issues, you can trim it.
Okay.
I always recommend that people do leave a bit of slack
Yeah.
so that they have something to work with, because I've had people cut it right where they need it, and then it's like pain in the butt to feed it. Okay? So you're going to go and grab your remote here. So we're going to big jump.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is a big jump.
We have perception level. Oh, sorry, we have connection level, perception level, and then working level. Okay, so what that means is connection level is simply the contraction. You see the muscle moving, you know you have connection. Perception is when you start to feel it, you kind of maybe see a little bit of movement like this, maybe a little bit of this.
So connection is just where like it's like a little feeling.
Correct.
Okay.
So you could be staring, like for instance, at that dog over there, and then you'll see the muscle twitching, but nothing.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that's connection. Then perception is where you kind of see a little subtleties and movements. And then working number is like, okay, what was that? I don't like it. How do I turn it off? Okay. And that's the one we always want to find, is that working number.
Okay.
Because that's what's going to make, like for instance, it doesn't matter what the, I'm sorry. I was just telling you about your eyes earlier.
Yeah.
So, when you're walking, it doesn't matter what the environment is, the level of discipline, the control-wise, when you're at the right number, should be, if you have it, it's easy. Okay, it should never be an argument with the e-collar with your dog.
Okay. So it needs to be strong enough to do something.
Correct.
Versus him just being able to feel it.
Yes. So aversives, like nobody likes aversives. Like, nobody likes negative experiences. Nobody's like, yeah, please give me more negative, right? They're like, no, I want this to stop. How do I get it to stop?
Yeah.
That's why e-collar is effective. Prong collar is the same thing. It's an aversive, but the issue is, one, if like with your roommates and stuff, right, with the correcting, it's too personal. He's like, nope, you can't correct me, right? One, e-collar removes that because he doesn't know where it's coming from. The other thing is, like, let's say with the behavior, the correction, that the dog's behavior is too intense, and the correction is not to a degree to match the behavior, you're not going to get anywhere either. Because if he's at a 20 and you correct at a 10,
Yeah.
you're never going to match that 20.
Yeah.
Okay? So e-collar allows us to do all that stuff.
Okay.
So what we're going to do today is some general leash walking stuff to teach you how this works, to teach you what it is. It's usually a couple of classes. Then we can start delving into the resource guard type stuff. Okay? Any questions before we get started?
No.
Is that like a flat collar? That blue thing?
Yeah, it's just a flat collar. I just like connect it to the prong in case it ever.
Let me have you go ahead and remove the prong, and we're going to connect them just to the blue collar.
Okay.
Hey Bree, would you go in and work with them? Yeah, go ahead.
This one onto. Should I put this onto the E or the blue?
To the blue.
Okay.
Yeah, just go. There we go.
He's like so confused. It's gonna be good for you cutting him. Okay, we're good.
The only reason for this is I want to make sure that the e-collar is doing all the work for us.
Yeah.
Okay, because then we're going to have 2 points of pressure. You would have your prong and then the e-collar, and ideally I want that to do all the work. You can use them safely together. They work best in conjunction, but a little guy like this, you'd be perfectly fine probably with just the e-collar. And if it's just a quick walk, you can always just use your prong as opposed to that. Okay? Any questions before we get started?
Nope.
On your e-collar, there should be a dial on top there.
Yep.
I'm going to have you go to the number 10. If you land on the 11 or 12, that's perfectly fine. And you're going to press that bumpy one on the side. That one. Okay, you're going to look at Teddy. And when I say the word...
Press and hold or just press it?
Just tap, right. You're going to look at Teddy, and when you hear me say the word tap, you're going to press the button, okay? So tap, tap, tap. See how there's no response?
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and go to 15. Tap, tap, tap. 20. Tap, tap, tap. 25. Tap, 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 tap. 30. Tap, tap, tap. 35. Tap, tap, tap. 40. It might be a smidgen loose. We'll see. Tap, tap, tap. Oh, there it is, right? So you see that, right? That's a big jump.
Yeah.
Let's go back down to 30.
Okay.
Tap, tap, and careful, there's a little crap there. Yeah. Tap again, and 35. Tap, tap, tap. Yeah, I think it's loose. Let's tighten it up like 2 more notches.
Okay.
Alrighty, we're going to try that again. Okay, let's go back down to 10. Alright, and tap, tap, tap. 15. Tap, tap, tap. 20. Tap, tap, tap. 25. Tap, tap, tap. 30. Tap, tap. Right there. Tap, tap, tap. Right, you see that?
Yeah.
33. So that's kind of like perception level right there.
Okay.
Tap. Okay. Back down to 25.
Okay.
These little guys are a little bit trickier.
He's also, yes, I can tell.
Tap. Okay. No, don't eat that, buddy. 12.
Why was he like not jumping before and now like?
Well, because it was loose, so there wasn't good contact, so it inhibits the power.
Okay.
Now that there's better contact, so like earlier when I said he could be staring at something and you see the contraction, is that the brain is so in tune to that it's not feeling this, and eventually once it feels this, then it's like, holy crap, what is that?
Oh, okay. Okay, so going back to it.
12. And tap. 16. Tap. 20. Tap. 24. Tap. 28. That's just so weird. It happens though. It's
Yeah.
just the one thing. Yep. Tap. All right. Let me see. He's okay with people though, right?
Yeah, he's fine with people. Yeah.
I know. Okay, so this could actually be a little bit more snug.
Okay.
So I'm gonna adjust it.
Okay. Okay, bud.
You remember me, buddy? I was telling Maddie that I actually was thinking about getting like a Brussels Griffin.
Who was?
Me.
Oh, you were?
I want a black one.
Those are really cute.
Yeah. So I actually tightened it up about 3 more notches.
Okay.
I suggest you leave this on until you get home.
Okay.
And then if you have nail polish, just put a strip of nail polish.
Right where it is.
Right there.
Okay.
All right. So now, let's go back down to that 10.
Good. And tap. 14. Yep. 18. Tap. 22. Tap. 25. Tap. 28. Tap. 31. Once you get used to it, it's like you just start jumping the numbers. Tap. 34. Tap. 37. Tap. 40. So I'm looking right where the box is.
Okay.
I should see muscle movement, and I'm not seeing any movement.
Okay. So he's just not feeling it at all?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And there it is, right? So back down, let's go to 28. Because the way he moves his neck, okay? So for these guys that have like looser skin and stuff,
Yeah.
what we can also do is pull the skin through to help make a bit more contact.
Yeah.
But since they have all those folds and pockets, what can happen is it falls in a fold and it's not making real contact with the skin. And tap.
Oh wait, sorry. What was I going down to?
28.
28.
Yeah. Tap. 30. Tap. Where do you, there it is. Tap. 32. Tap. 30 again. And go ahead and step out towards me. Yeah, so he's not hiding underneath there. There we go. And hold right there. And tap. So what I'll have you do is anchor yourself.
Okay.
So if he starts to move, you're just gonna anchor and then tap, okay?
Okay.
Go into the center a little bit. Good, right there. Tap. What are we at right now?
30.
32 or 31? Tap. 32. Tap.
Your feet are a little finicky. So
How come sometimes he jumps, other times? Is it because of the contact?
Connection.
Okay, the connection.
because he's feeling it when it's at like
Barely anything.
a blunt, right? Like because if he's responding that bad to like 30, then he's probably like in the 15s to 20s range, like lower 20s range. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But we're not getting connection until we hit 30.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, got it.
And then
got
so
it.
like when he turned his neck, what happened was it gave a flat surface. So then it was like this, but when he's like this, the loose skin and stuff, it's going between the folds.
Okay.
Once we get, what we can also try doing is moving it more so to the, actually let's try that. Let's go to the base of his neck, a bit more surface area. Once you figure it out, it's easy. It's just that beginning step of what's going to work best for him.
Yeah.
And I usually do higher up because higher up is more sensitive, so we get more across with less power. But since we're getting a hard time having contact, let's
Yeah.
try the base
Okay.
instead. Let's see how that works out. That's why I do the videos first to help people. So this way they come in and they already have like some kind of baseline.
Yeah.
But I'd be up for that.
No worries.
All right. Let's go down to 12 again. Yep. 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 60. Yep. Yep. Yeah. And you're doing the bumpy one, right? Okay.
Yeah, bumpy.
Okay, 20. Yeah. 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 Ah, all right, better. Try 18. Yeah. 14. Yep. 8.
Yeah, definitely better contact.
Yep. 11.
Why sometimes it's like delayed a little bit? Is that just
I
it?
think that wasn't a real one. I think that's just him expecting it. Because
okay.
I'm also saying tap.
Ah, got it.
So he might be associating, hey, sometimes when Jesse says tap,
Yeah.
I get the sensation, and that's where that response
Okay,
comes from.
totally get it. Okay, wait, what number are we on?
11? Yep. Yep. 13. So I'm trying to find a balance of big reaction, but not like panicky.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Okay, we're gonna leave it with this for now.
Okay.
So
It's okay, bud. Come here.
what we're gonna do here is the healing exercise. Very simple. Which side do you walk on?
Left.
Left? Okay, cool. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna give a bit of slack here, okay? Maybe like, what is that, a 6-foot leash? Let's try giving them about 3.5 feet of slack. That's good right there, okay? And you wanna be relaxed. And you're just gonna walk. When you see Teddy go ahead of you, you're gonna make a 180. Right, okay? So you're walking, he passes, tap, tap, as you turn the opposite way.
Okay.
Until Teddy is here, and then you stop the tapping. If he passes again, 180, tap, 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 until he's here. And just keep repeating this process, okay? I'm gonna coach you through it.
Okay.
Main thing I want you to remember is every time he passes you, you're gonna default into an about right like this, okay? And I'll tell you like, 180 your turn, but always to the right.
Okay.
And you're tapping when I say the word tap. So if I say tap, 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 that's your rhythm. If I say tap, 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 that would then be your rhythm. Okay? Questions? Go ahead and hurry up forward and relax. We're in 180, tap, forward, tap. 180, tap. Turn, tap, tap. Give a little bit more slack, like a half foot. There you go, right there. Now here, if this happens, as you move forward, go to your left and tap up. Turn, tap, tap, tap. Good. Tap. Turn, tap, tap. What's your number now?
13.
Let's go to 16. Good. Turn, tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap. Relax just a little. Turn, tap, tap. Let's go to, you're at 16, right?
Yep.
Try 20. Good.
That's what Dan Hathaway. Yes. And I realized I didn't quote the whole
Good.
movie.
Careful. Tap forward. Tap. Now slow walk here. Slower. Turn. Tap. 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 Good. Slow turn. Good. Relax forward. There we go. Slow walk here. Turn, tap, 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 tap. Good. Slow turn. Good. Now walk slow here. Slower. Stop. Not too bad. Okay. So he should line up his right shoulder parallel to your left leg. Okay, so take one little step forward. Don't move, Teddy. Tiny little step forward. There you go. So that's how it should look when you guys are in perfect sync. Is his right shoulder parallel to your left leg. Okay. So when we teach the heel, most people go about it as like pulling the dog back, and they'll say like no heel, as in like no don't pull, heel walk next to me, or they'll zap them to make them come back. It's the worst way to train. Dogs don't get that. So what I do is I go, okay, Teddy, you want to walk fast because for legs. Okay, so that's why the slack is important. So then I can promote him. So that for Teddy, he feels it. And he's like, I don't like this. But then he turns around and goes, oh, mom's going that way.
Yeah.
And when he catches up, it stops.
Yeah.
So we're teaching him to close the gap and to move to the leg. Because if you just zap him, you'll see the dog jump back and they'll look like what was that for. They don't understand that. But when he sees you going the opposite direction, he has to catch up. And when he catches up, the sensation stops. He goes, oh, this is telling me something. Okay, that's why you just keep doing the back and forth until eventually we sync up. And then as you're moving, he should be like your shadow. If you're walking fast, he's right here walking fast. If you slow down, he slows down. When you stop, he stops. Okay, this is with no tension. That's why the slack is important. Because if you shorten it, you're not giving him that space. And it's more so he's there with you because you're forcing him to, as opposed to him being mentally engaged and going, oh, I should follow mom's lead. Questions so far? You're at 20, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, and you're going to just do a slight pivot off to your right here. Good. And then here, just go ahead and just move forward, but walk around. Turn. Go ahead and speed up a little. And tap, tap, tap. Let's bump. Let's try going to 23. Tap, tap. Pull to your left. Tap, tap. Let's go. That's fine. Keep it there for now. Good. Slow turn. Slow walk. Slower. And stop. Yeah, right? His face.
Bad. He's really pissed.
Forward. He's like, your friend's gonna pay for this, Mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead and speed up. Good turn. Go to your left, tap.
Oh.
There you go. There he is. Attaboy. Right
I
turn.
didn't tell he was back there. I'm like,
It's okay. Good turn. Nothing there. So if he moves with you, we do nothing.
yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and speed up a little. Tap. Good. There he is. Slow. Slower. Stop. Attaboy.
Yeah, that's good.
One big step. Good. 3 steps. Very good. So you see how he's pivoting inwards? You know why that is? Because you keep making about right turns. Right?
Ah, yeah.
So he's crossing over because he's like,
Expecting it.
exactly, right? So it's a problem, it's a good problem, because it means he's understanding the exercise, he's associating well. Is in the beginning, like let's say you come to a stop and Teddy should land in front of you like this. All you would do is move forward, like this. You would just move forward with your right leg and it would bump him out to the left.
Okay.
Okay, so as we get more into detail with stuff, you traditionally move with your left leg because the dog's on your left side.
Yeah.
But when they're like this, if you do that, you push them out. He's gonna fan out to your right. Because if this is head and this is his butt,
Yeah.
you're pushing the butt out. So if you do right leg, it pushes the head to the left.
Yeah.
So it lines up correctly. Okay. So here, with no words, with just the, you're fine, with just the, with the remote at the appropriate number, he's feeling that and he's associating, turn this off, again, go to that pocket. And you can start to see him, you can't really see him, but I can see him starting to do this and look at you. Because he's like, crap, if I'm not paying attention to mom's legs, things happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Questions so far?
No, except for when, well, I guess you'll probably like give me homework and stuff for this.
Right.
I'm just not very intuitive with like the numbers yet, but that might come later.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
When I send you the videos, it will help clarify
okay,
things a bit
cool.
more because I talk about what I'm looking for.
Okay. Yeah.
So ideally, I don't want
Yeah.
right? I'm looking for, bless you,
Thank you.
a number where if you're moving, he feels it, and you just see him shoot to your leg.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
If you see him like and then run to your leg, he still did it, but we know it's too much.
Yeah.
So then I just dip it down.
Okay.
And as you fiddle with the fitting and finding like where the spot is, you're going to get more consistent contact. It'll make it even easier. Right now, it seems kind of sporadic because of connection issues.
Yeah.
With wrinkly dogs, not out the ordinary. If we find that it keeps being a problem, there's a special adapter that you can get which has more contact points.
Okay.
So there's more surface area that makes contact with for more consistent
Okay.
numbers. Okay?
Yeah. If we have to do that.
Yeah, but this is pretty normal stuff for the first day. I'm still seeing what I want to see. As you get practice with it and you get used to it, it does get more kind of clear. Okay.
Yeah.
Other
Okay.
questions?
No.
So I'm gonna have you do the same stuff again. Now, before you were turning and before you were stopping, I was having you do a certain thing. Do you know what that was? Slowing down.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. So when you go on your normal walks, you're not saying heel right now. We're just teaching Teddy to walk here. Is if you just come to a abrupt stop, he will always pass you. So
Yeah. You can't predict.
correct, right? So it's like driving. We slow before we stop. We
Yeah.
slow before we turn to cue to other drivers what we're doing.
Right.
Same thing for Teddy, right? So if you're walking for 15 minutes and he's here, you don't need to do anything. But then if you're going to come to a stop, you want to slow down.
Yeah.
At least 3 steps. More is fine.
Okay.
And then if everything's good, if he's paying attention and your communication was correct, Teddy should line up just like he did earlier, right? When you're like, oh wow, that's much better.
Yeah.
Right? His shoulder to your left leg is your visual. If he comes off a little bit and he curves up in front of you, it's okay in the beginning. We can tighten that up as we go along. But what I don't want is just a direct overshoot. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's say you're coming to a stop intentionally, and it's a red light, and you slow down, and Teddy gets ahead of you. Most people shrug it off because they're like, oh, I was gonna stop anyways.
Yeah.
No big deal. But training-wise, it does not help you. So even though I'm coming to a stop, if Teddy starts to go ahead, turn, tap, tap, back here again,
Okay.
and then try the stop again. And I keep repeating that until he stops with me. The tighter you get him with this, the better his training is going to be, the less you have to correct over time.
Yeah.
Okay. Questions?
he's like
dying.
he's defeated.
So instead of
This
moving
is rare.
forward,
He's like the king of the house. So he's definitely
trying to milk it, he's like, please, no more. Instead of going forward, what I have you do is actually just pivot off to the back and go and tap. There he is. And you can pick up a little slack here. There you go. Good, and relax. Excellent. Turn. Try a light jog. And then slow. Good. Relax that arm. Good. Good. Forward tap, tap. There he goes. Good. Very good. Hold your left tap. There you go. Good. Good turn. He thought about it, but he corrected himself. Forward, yep, forward. One slow turn. Tap, forward, tap. Good, slow again. Good, he came in good. Slow turn again. Slow walk. Slower. Forward, tap. Tap forward. Good. Slow turn. And stop. Good. So I just did it. I did that to see where he was at, okay?
Yeah.
Now, that was an unfair move, so this is okay. But I can get dogs so focused that even if I turn and stop, boom, they'll be right there, okay? The lagging, do you know why that is? Pressure, the remote. It's wearing them out a little bit, but also, since it's an aversive, it's like not fun. It's not like, it is not fun, right? So then he's like, I'm tired of this game. I'm gonna just see if I can shut down and escape it. Most people stop, right? They feel the tension, they go like, what's going on? But then it allows him to, one, he learns, if I stop, you'll stop. So I always keep my movement and I tap him and he's learning crap. I can try to shut down and avoid this, but it doesn't go away anyways. It kicks in and I have to move. So the only way it goes away is if I just go with the flow and follow him up. Okay? So the only way pressure turns off is if it complies. Okay, that's the basic rule. So if you're walking with them and you start to see them lag, I tap and I keep tapping, and sometimes they'll like really try to go no. Then I slowly bump it as I'm moving, and eventually you'll hit his breaking point and he's like, fine, I can't ignore it, I'm coming. And he goes there, so then he's learning resistance is not an option. Okay? So we're able to break certain behaviors, which sounds bad, without conflict. You're not yanking them, you're not yelling at them, you're not being overly aggressive or anything. It's just the number, the contraction. So then he's like, crap, like I don't like it, but I'm just completely neutral. Right? So that's why we either we're upbeat or we're neutral. If you feel bad about it, then he's like, oh, if mom doesn't like it, then I'm not gonna like it. And then that's when you get dogs that are kind of like really timid and stuff. So I always just keep it moving. Okay? If you overcorrect, no big deal. Dip down your number and keep it moving because he looks to you as a reference point. If you overcorrect for whatever reason, too high or accidentally, and he gets, oh my God, Dad, I'm sorry, you're negating everything, then it's not real. Okay, so in their world, they correct each other, and that's it. Done deal. If you don't want to be corrected, don't mess with me again, right? So it's that same kind of mentality. You're not being mean, you're just keeping it moving, and like, all right, well, I tried it, but it didn't work, and mom isn't phased by it. He gets over it. So you can, people create issues because they attach emotion, or they overreact to things that the dog does. And I just keep moving, I'm neutral, I'm positive. So then the dog sees my energy, like, well, you're not phased by it, so I guess no one's keeping it. Okay? Because I can already see, like you mentioned earlier, like how he's, what did you say he was? Defeated, yeah. Yeah, so the way he's sitting and everything, like he's really contemplating life right now.
Yes.
Okay?
That is
You look at his face, like he's contemplating his life's decisions at the moment because of the discipline. Okay? It's normal stuff. As you practice this and he learns the rules of like, oh, if I just here, nothing
nothing happens. Oh, if I just, when they tell me to like leave it and I just walk away from it, nothing happens. There's no more of that conflict, right? Because he's getting his own medicine now. Question so far. What's your number now? 23? Okay. I'm going to have you do. What time did you start? 5:30?
5:30.
Okay. I'm going to have you do one more quick run.
Okay.
I'm not going to coach you. I'm going to let you do your own things. When you feel like you should turn to correct stuff, do so.
Okay.
And earlier when I had you like kind of light jogs, the dramatic slowdown, obviously like it's not realistic, but for training purposes, it's kind of a means of forcing mistakes. So if you would have kept going, I could have turned, tap, and bring them back to that leg again. So that's why I use those things, okay? And then I'll go over what your homework's going to be and how you can do speeding up and slowing down and kind of test them even though you're on a roll. Right? Go for it.
All right, just call Karen because my phone is dying.
Forward tap, good. Good move. Relax that arm. There you go. Good turn. Good turn. Relax that arm. Good job. Try coming to a stop. Good. Forward. There he goes. Good. Good. Right? You're doing good, you're doing good. Keep it forward, keep it forward, keep it forward. Keep it forward. There he is. And relax. Good. Good. You got it. Excellent. Try coming to a stop. Okay, that's okay. Hey, Bree, bring Scotty. We're gonna add a little distraction.
Okay.
Scotty's a board and train, so he's been with us all day.
Nice.
He's on left side. You're good. Okay. And you're going to start walking back and forth. She's going to just move with Scotty, moving around. You start to see. So if you start to see Teddy deviate to go to Scotty or something, you just keep moving. And you'll tap to redirect him back to your leg.
Okay.
Go ahead. Have you a whole free come to the right side. You're on the right side, and then this way, when you're walking past each other, he's going to be on his side to be a bit more distracted.
Oh,
Does that
okay.
make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop teaching the assassin. Step forward. There it is. Good job. Try that again. Step forward. Good. Good turn. Coming a little bit closer with Scotty. Watch Teddy. Tap forward. Tap. 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 Bump your number a little bit. About 3 levels. Forward.
Put a pivot, tap, tap, tap. There it is. Good. Tap forward, tap, tap. Bump it another like 2 levels. Tap forward, tap, 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 tap. There you go. Good. Good move. Close in with Scotty. Tap forward, tap, tap. Good. So what we're trying to get is he just passes by,
Yeah.
doesn't even deviate, and a couple of bites just as a heads up.
Okay.
Yep, good job. There he goes. Good. Yep, forward. I'm sorry, turn. I'll explain that.
Okay.
Pull to your left, tap, good. Pull to your left, tap, good. There. Try one more. Tap. Tap. Up. Dip it down 5 levels. Good. Tap forward. Good. There you go. You got it. You got it. Excellent. So you see how he came straight through your left leg.
Yeah.
Good. Forward. Scotty. Tap forward. Tap forward. Good. Down 2 levels. Going to pause with Scotty. And be in the duck drum. Forward. There we go. Good. Good. And you'll slow to stop about right here. Good. Not too bad right there. Alright. So we have to play with the numbers a bit. But when you were walking that way and he spaces off to the left, you have 2 choices. You can do the pivot like you did, or you can just keep going forward, because since there's space to the side, if you speed up, you shouldn't have to come in to your leg. Does that make sense?
If I speed up, he'll like see my leg, kind of, and like no.
Not so, in the beginning, he won't really know it, but like, so you're trying to create space, then he has to close.
Yeah.
So he's already to the side, so if you speed up, now he has to come in.
Yeah, kind
Like
of reminds
that.
him to
Yeah.
stay with me.
Exactly.
Okay.
So with the remote, what I'm wanting to see is when Teddy feels it, is he comes to the hip, to your left side. And I already, even though he did a couple of like, he would speed up and he'd be there, but then we had to adjust so that we didn't get the dramatic, but we got the moving to the leg aspect, right? So a dog's first instinct when they first feel remote,
You gotta go a little faster, just so you know.
when you first feel remote, is to run away, which is what you saw in the beginning. Like, what the hell is this, right? That's why we do this first. So I know there's resource guarding, right?
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, it's like, I want to tackle this. I'm like, I understand that. But if your dog doesn't associate the collar well, it's just going to make him run away all the time, right? So right here, we're trying to teach him, this does turn off. And in this exercise, it turns off by moving to my left side, right? So then he starts to see it again as a line of communication, more so than a punisher, okay? So when you work with him this week, whenever you see that space, so if he gets ahead of you, you turn and you tap, what I want you to keep an eye out for, I was going to jump over it, but I'm not young anymore. if he goes ahead of you and you tap, boom, that's what I'm wanting to see. If he's to the side, and I speed up and I tap, boom, it should come here. Or if you pivot, boom, it should always be running to that left hip, okay? If he's lagging and it's early in the walk, he's not tired, and I speed up and tap, boom, it should be him speeding up to the leg. Because he is a pug and because dogs do get overheated, if you've been walking for 30 minutes and you notice he's lagging, and you tap him and he comes up, he lags again, tap him, he comes up, he lags again, he's just hot.
Yeah.
He's not disobedience, I let it go. As long as he's not being like, like sniffing the ground and all that stuff, and he's just legitimately tired, I let it go, I'll slow down, no big deal.
Yeah.
But if it's at the beginning of the walk and he's kind of like, nope, this isn't fun, or that resistance that we saw earlier, you want to keep your movement, tap, and work up through that stuff. Okay? Questions so far? So for think here. Are you still at the same place?
No. We moved to like pretty much the corner of Wellington and Sheffield.
Oh, okay. So you're like still general like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your training's only as good as your environment. So like here, I like Oz Park as everything. Kids, dogs, bikes, skateboarding and stuff, right? Is that in the beginning, because I know it's a little bit inconsistent, as I'd start to more quiet. And when you feel like he's spot on and you're able to walk no problem, you stop continuing, it's really good. Then I start going into like the busier parts of Lakeview. Okay. I know certain parts of Lakeview, I'm not sure how it is now with like everything going on, but it can be difficult to do the turn and tap.
Yeah, I always, I tried that a little bit with the pound collar.
Sure.
And I would always have to kind of like look back. But
back.
I can find like quieter streets where it's easier to do that.
Once you've got it locked in, it's fairly simple. You really shouldn't be struggling with the forward and stuff.
Okay.
If anything, I think you might struggle with the side stuff, whether you're passing by a dog, or like if you pass by grass, you might assume like, oh, grass time.
Yeah.
Which no. So when we initiate the heel command, even though it's nonverbal at the moment, it's work mode. He's clocked in, and his job is to be here, or as close to here as possible, and nothing else. I don't want sniffing on the ground. I don't want picking up the garbage off the floor. I don't want sniffing grass on the side. I don't want deviating to say, hey dog, how are you? He's here, okay? When you give him a release, does he have a release for any of the obedience stuff that he does? So the word I use is break.
Okay.
So like if I'm walking with Teddy and I decide I'm gonna give him a potty break, I walk over here, I slow down, he stops with me, I wait a moment, break, and I lead him to the grass.
Okay.
At that moment, he's free. He can pee, poop, roll the ground, smoke a cigarette, I don't care. That's his own time. Once you decide, hey, we're ready to go, at this stage, because we're not saying heel, you would simply start moving and tap to bring him to that left leg, and now it's initiated. Okay. So, typically with dogs in the beginning, this is discipline, it stresses them out, is on the way home, you might see that he forces a lot. Because he's wanting to go home because he wants this to end as quickly as possible. If that's the case, if you don't have time to correct it, what I would suggest is you simply come to a stop, wait a moment, break, and you let him pull you home. Okay. It's not going to affect your training. Okay? Because you don't want to start addressing something if you're not going to complete it. Okay. So now I know he's going to stress out about it. He's going to forge home. So the next walk I go on, if I have 30 minutes, I spend 10 minutes moving away from home and 20 minutes going back home. Because you're giving yourself extra time to do the correctional. Okay? So I understand he's stressed, I understand why he wants to forge home, but he still cannot break from the position. So you're teaching him, yeah buddy, I know you don't like it, but guess what? You still have to adhere to the left leg. Okay? And then you may have to play with your number a bit, because you have to override stress levels. And if you get him to a point where he looks a bit panicky, he's kind of like this, just keep it moving. Just keep it moving, and eventually he'll kind of like settle, and he's like, oh okay, we're just walking. And then he relaxes and keeps going. People tend to like feel bad, or they'll slow down, or they'll stop like to console the dog. That does not help them recover. If anything, it makes them more anxious. Okay, again, you want to play it like nothing's going wrong or nothing's bad. Okay. Talk about the turning stuff. Do you take them to the dog park or anything?
Not really. Used to a little bit, but it's unpredictable and it kind of stresses me out a little.
Yeah. Is there any?
I could though. I mean, I'm comfortable there, but like, I don't trust his recall.
Oh, sure.
You know?
So, like, let's say, does he recognize the dog park at all? Like the path there or anything?
If we pass it, he knows when it's coming up, I think.
Okay, so you don't have to go into, but what you could do is use it again for training.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of the dogs that we get go to the dog park, and the just drags the owner there. They know the route. So I'll tell the owner, okay, act like you're going to the dog park, but it's training time, and you're keeping your dog at your hip.
Yeah.
And I'll tell them, like, if you spend 30 minutes trying to get there, but you don't get there because your dog is forcing so much, then you don't go. But you've done training, and then you try again the next day. And eventually, they repeat so many times that they can walk their dog there, and they're on their hip.
That's a really good idea.
Without,
Really
yes, anything that you know he absolutely loves, or maybe even stuff that he's like spooked about, like trains or something. Like there's some dogs that hate the train, so that when the owner starts to go towards the train, the dog's like, nope,
again, another opportunity to press him, right? Now, if we do the train aspect, because it's unnatural, it might spook him, you're probably going to be higher, and you're not going to get perfect, because he's in a heightened state of stress. All I care about is that it's good. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect, but if he's walking with you and you see him kind of doing this, because he's like, oh, I don't want to leave mom's leg, but there's a train possibly, right? Is you just keep walking, so he goes, okay, like, that's an option. I can't do that if there's something that I'm unsure about. If you try to make it super regimented and perfect, it's not always going to happen. Okay, so there's certain things where I say, yeah, dog park, going back home, you know, things like that, you can actually press to get them as good as possible. Stuff like loud noises, train, 4th of July fireworks, right? Like, a lot of dogs are spooked that I'm not expecting to have a perfect heel. I just need the dog to be decent, okay, and not run away. Questions? Anything in the house that he does not resource guarding related that you're trying to correct or stop?
Yeah. Alright, there's he wants to be on everyone's lap all the time, and especially when we have guests over and stuff.
Sure.
He just doesn't know personal space. So I always keep him on his leash so I can make sure he doesn't overwhelm them.
Sure.
It would be great for him to just kind of be chill and
Gotcha.
just
How do your guests feel about him and all that stuff?
he's extremely friendly and just wants to lick their face and everything. But some of them are allergic to dogs. And they're whoa,
sure.
No,
All right. Okay. So then what we want to do is on leash in the beginning, makes your life easier. Is let's say if some friends come over and Teddy's excited. I'm gonna ignore that for now. They sit down and then he's like, yo. He tries to go, right?
Exactly.
You want to correct him before he actually gets on top of them.
Okay.
So you're correcting the thought of wanting to jump on them,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So if you see him going up and this little front pounce and stuff like that, that's where you tap.
Okay.
And I don't say anything.
Okay.
When we deal with behavior, if you want to eliminate it or control it, it's two different approaches. So if you know you absolutely don't want him to jump on people or jump on their laps and stuff, you would correct them ideally prior. So then he thinks, I can't even think about jumping on you. So then we prevent it from happening. Okay. If you were to say, Teddy, no jump, and then remote him, technically he can jump until you say, Teddy, no jump.
Oh, okay.
That's how a dog learns, right?
Yeah.
Because you can tell a kid, don't steal things. And the kid just knows, don't take things that aren't mine,
Yeah.
right? Dogs don't do that. So he thinks, I can do this. So if you're in the other room, and he's in the room with your friends, like, hey, mom's not here.
He loses discipline when I'm gone, pretty much. We have a rooftop and I left him with a few friends up there the other day. I went to use the restroom or something and I was like, hey, can you hold his leash? And he started going for the food and just getting a little too excited.
Sure.
Probably also some separation anxiety there too.
Sure, and you can use this to address that as well.
Okay.
So this is an aversive, prong's aversive. It's meant to stop things, right? That's what they're for. But we can also use it to teach things. But when we use it to teach things like the heel, there has to be more involved. Don't do that, do this, right?
Yeah.
When it's just don't do that, it's just consequence.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you see the thought, the preventative, not allowing them to actually get on them makes it easier because let's say Teddy jumps on them and is on their lap, and you try to remote him off the lap, he's gonna be jumping all over them because he's panicking.
Yeah.
So it's easier to prevent that from happening. Or let's say he jumps on the couch and you don't want him on the couch, you can use the leash to direct him as you remote him to pop him off. So I don't want to drag him off because then I do all the work.
Yeah.
I'm just guiding him, similar to when you move to your right, side, you would pull your left and tap, and then he would shift. So you didn't do all the work; you just helped guide him to shut off the pressure. Same thing with that kind of stuff. So he's already on the lap, and you're like, oh, do you mind if I teach him?
Yeah.
And you want to think the closer you are to his collar, higher up on the leash, the more immediate leverage you have. If you have the leash like that and you try to move him off, now you're like this, okay?
Yeah.
So that's something that people don't kind of think about. So if he's on someone's lap, I'd be real close to that collar, because then I can prevent him from being so spazzy and jumping all over them.
Right.
Okay? So in the home, you can use it to stop jumping, if there's certain types of barking you don't want, things like that.
There's actually, that's a good point. In our building, we live in a 3-story, there's 2 dogs, one on the second floor, the floor above us, and then one above them. They have a barking chain that goes on sometimes where they hear each other barking and then you know, goes up to the door, like protecting the house and whatever. And then even when we're all outside, the dogs can be like one on the roof and one we're on our patio, like far away from each other, and they can still like it still barks and just like senses that there's a dog in the critter.
Sure.
So it'd be great to stop the barking and just kind of
Yes.
let him know he doesn't need to be that territorial.
So like, let's say the barking, you want to stop it, but you don't want to eliminate it.
Yeah.
That's where you want to have a cue, like
Okay.
quiet, right?
Okay.
Or no bark, whatever it is. So it would be the cue followed by the consequence until he stops barking.
Okay.
Okay, and you can eliminate it too. It's your choice.
Yeah.
But I just want you to think now when you see Teddy doing certain things, I want you to think: do I want to control this? Do I want to eliminate it? Right? So like barking at the front door, a lot of people like it because it's security,
Right.
right? So we
Right.
want to control that.
Yeah.
But let's say random barking when other dogs are barking.
Yeah.
You're like, there's no need for that. You can eliminate it. Okay. I'm gonna do that in the home. If he's wearing the collar inside the home for longer than 2 hours, you want to rotate the collar because if it's stuck in the same spot for too long, you'll develop pressure sores. Okay, so it's not going to stand up to things poking. So if you put it here and then after 2 hours, you put it here. With these smaller guys, the collars tend to slide to the bottom, so just keep an eye on it. Again, that adapter is also meant for extended wear, so then you don't have to worry about pressure sores. I will give you an alternate means of correcting Teddy for stuff like that. That's not collar based, because you don't have to want to be dependent on that, right?
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to training outside, because there's so many variables, you have it on him, but you're just not always having to do the stuff because he's associated. Oh, collar on, mom said heel, work mode.
Yeah.
But in the house, when it's just relaxed, you can remove it.
Yeah, I was wondering that, like,
No. Only when you think you need it. So
yeah,
like,
so if guests come over or something for the first, you know, until maybe he'll stop.
Exactly. He settles
Okay,
down.
yeah.
After an hour, you can remove it, remove the tools and everything.
Okay.
He's fine.
Yeah.
And then as we progress, I'll give you more tools
Okay.
and answers so that it's not always like grab the collar, right? Like you have a means of stopping him, even though you don't have that in the session.
Okay.
Anything else? So good job. You did well. Nothing really out of the ordinary. Some kind of over responses or overreactions. I would send you those 3 videos just to kind of help you clarify things a bit more. And then you have your homework for the week. If there's anything you struggle with, like the leash walking stuff or anything going forward, I always tell people you can record it
Okay.
and then email it to me,
Okay.
and then I can help troubleshoot. Otherwise, when you come back, I always have an idea because a lot of times people have issues, and then they come here and the dog's not showing any
Yeah.
issues.
Or it's also so hard to, like, explain.
Yeah. Yeah. So otherwise, you did good. Okay. Anything else? All right. Good job. Good to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
Don't forget your prong.
Yeah, it's right here. I got it from